Episode 2 of Moving starts with a flashback to December 2003 when Mi-hyun and Bong-suk moved into town. Even though Bong-suk was old enough to walk, Mi-hyun still carried him on her back. Mi-hyun seemed tired and started silently crying at a restaurant as she tries to keep Bong-suk from elevating. She admits to her son that she is tired. She later leased a big greenhouse in a secluded area miles from town. She paid for the lease upfront but only had one condition. The property owner was never allowed to drop by. As she settled in the area, she met a lady butcher. They did not start on the right note since Mi-hyun mistook her question about carrying Bong-suk for judgment. However, it turns out the butcher was worried about Mi-hyun since she looked overwhelmed. She is a parent to a child with a disability and only wanted to help. This is why she advised Mi-hyun to teach Bong-suk the skills he will need to survive without her. After this incident, Mi-hyun started training Bong-suk to walk without flying. She trained him for months, tying him down with weight to help him stay grounded. She took note of what triggered his elevation and came to realize that emotions and weight were a big factor. Since then, she tried not to smile too often at her son and strictly worked on maintaining his diet. Change of weather also affected Bongsuk's elevation ability. Every time he trained, it became harder to control. Later, in 2007, she bought a house and turned the downstairs into a Donkatsu restaurant. She tried her best to isolate Bongsuk from friends to protect their secret. This is why Bongsuk spent most of his childhood watching TV after school. He became fascinated with Bonjaman and wanted to be just like him. One day he was playing hero with his friends and forgot himself. He ended up flying and his friends were shocked. One boy tried to do the same by jumping from high climbing wall on the school grounds. The boy ended up getting injured and Bong Suk was blamed for the accident. The teacher claimed he incited the other to jump. Of course, teacher didn't believe the kids when they said Bong Suk flew. The only adult who happened to see him was Ray Hyuk. Mi-hyun was called to the office and she apologized. Bong-suk felt sad watching his mom apologize since he could not understand what he did wrong. Mi-hyun tried to explain he is special and therefore has powers. She asked him to be mindful of those different from him if he wanted to be a hero. This scolding made Bong-suk sad and he cried in the rain and nearly flew away that night. Thankfully, Mi-hyun was there to pull him back. Once she got him back down, she apologized and promised to protect him. In current time 2018, Byung-suk is officially a teenager and it is getting harder to maintain his weight and control his emotions. Mihyun acknowledged that it is not easy as his hormones are all over the place. Once in a while, Bong-suk still elevates in his sleep. This time he hurt his nose on the roof. On his way to school, Bong-suk tries to wait for Hisu and the bus driver Gaido teases him. Gaido thinks that they are dating but Bong-suk explains they are just friends. As usual, Huisu runs to school even though it is raining heavily. Bong-suk tries to watch her from the bus. Elsewhere, Frank is working on the kill list. Bong-young is the target. On his way, he nearly causes an accident with the school bus. He heads to Young-suk's second-hand bookstore and launches an attack on him after telling me about the kill list. Actually, Young-suk has the ability to siphon electricity and he tries to electrocute Frank. Unfortunately, he siphons all the electricity in the building but is unable to kill Frank. Once Young-suk runs out of electricity to siphon, Frank uses this opportunity to kill Young-suk by breaking his neck with a book. Before dying, Young-suk tried to destroy a picture of Jungwon High School. Frank picks up the picture and deduces the man in the picture must be Young-suk's son. He takes the picture and leaves Young-suk's body burning in the bookstore. On the other hand, Gedo picks up on the strange static change while he is on his route. He starts to silently panic as if he knows something is wrong. Once again, Bongsuk is late and has a minor accident after colliding with Hisu at the gate. She also ends up late and Ilhan gives them a punishment to wash the toilets. In class, Kisu tries to bully Hisu but Gangun protects her. Later, Huisu decides to take a shower at the school since she smells from all the running. She asks Bongsuk to help her with his extra shirt and heads to the showers. Kisu follows her but Gangun stops him. Kisu gets the horrible idea to instigate a fight with Gangun behind the school grounds. Gangun beats him to a bloody pulp and even breaks a tree with just one punch. He leaves a passed out Kisu there and lies to Ilhan that the boy went home after claiming to be sick. Meanwhile, Bongsuk and Hisu get close after he helps her with his shirt. She finally learns his name and Bongsuk tries his best to stay on the ground. They also go together to the uniform store and Ganghoon seems upset about how close the two are getting. At the store, Huisu tries to get a discount and shares her concern over how expensive everything is with Bongsuk. To help her, Bongsuk offers to ask his mom to help her write the initials on her uniform, but Huisu turns him down. As they talk more, Huisu realizes that Bongsuk skipped lunch because he was waiting for her. She buys him some noodles back at school. Kiso finally wakes up from his concussion. On the other side of town, Youngjung is worried that they still don't know who killed Jinchon. Woonkyu assures him that they are working on it. He asks her to identify the culprit and promises to personally take matters into his hand. Meanwhile, the news about Jungsook's death is announced in the daytime news. Jiwon and Mihyun respectively watch it and seem to grow anxious. In the meantime, Frank is looking into the picture and Jungwon's school is in the caption. He gets another message from the anonymous number checking if the target has been deleted.